Ever since the Trudeau Liberals announced their GST holiday about 3 weeks ago, I've been wondering what the public reaction would be. My reaction was, this is ridiculous. It's not only bad economics, it's bad business. You're going to expect small business people to readjust their tills and all of their inventory processes to give a GST holiday on a few items for 2 months and then put it all back on again. The amount of work involved in that for a small business is insane. And yet nobody in the Trudeau government seemed to think about that. Oh, we're just going to give this holiday of GST. Everyone will love us. They'll love us like they used to. So I've been wondering what the public's reaction would be. And now we know. Postmedia commissioned the Leger pollsters out of Montreal to gauge public reaction to it. Canadians think this is purely a political gimmick by the Trudeau government. And it is. It's ridiculous. If you look at it, it's even hard to understand how it's going to work. And it's only for 2 months. So you have this very complicated set of Canada Revenue Agency rules around this GST holiday that will only be in effect for 2 months. And then we'll go back to being the way it was before. Give you a very good example. Pokemon cards, which are little collector cards, but you can play a game with them if you're a kid. They're GST exempt for 2 months because games are exempt. But if you collect hockey cards, which is a very Canadian thing to do, those are not GST exempt because you can't play a game with them. Figurines are great if they're a Barbie doll or a G.I. Joe, and typically you would play with them. But if they're a model of a popular video game character or some sort of little statuette, you have to pay GST on those, as if there's a big difference between one and the other. Christmas trees are exempt, but not menorahs. Now, this is a government since 2015, when it came to office, has been enthusiastic about what's called the Saguenay decision from the Supreme Court that said no government could favor one religion over another. I don't know, giving GST exemption for Christmas trees, but not Diwali decorations. Isn't that favoring one religion over another? And we have this little replica of a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, spindly little thing on two little sticks to hold it up, with one red globe of an ornament that pulls it over at the top. Does that qualify? CRA doesn't say. Neither do the Trudeau Liberals. And video games that come on cartridges. Yes, those are tax exempt. But video games that are downloaded or played online, not tax exempt. And that makes up now about 3/4 of the video gaming market. So they're not really helping anybody with their GST exemption if you like video games. And this is the one that I think is really funny. Subscription magazines are GST exempt for 2 months out of the 12-month subscription. Nobody says how that's going to work, where you're going to get a rebate back from the magazine. I mean, the complexity of that is just mind-boggling. But add to this, if you buy a magazine off of a newsstand, that's not GST exempt. So GST exempt on a way that no one can figure out how it's going to work, plus no GST exemption on magazines off of the stand. And snacks from the convenience store, GST exempt. Snacks from a vending machine, Why? What is the point there? This whole thing makes no sense. And I'm just delighted to find out that ordinary Canadians, 3/4 of ordinary Canadians, share that view, that this is nuts and it is simply a naked attempt by the Trudeau Liberals to get people to like them again. For Postmedia, I'm Lorne Gunter.